Right, okay guys, welcome to another short video. I put out a video last week, I think it was last week, showing some clever person had managed to incorporate the arcade Pac-Man to run on the Spectrum, and it was quite an astonishing conversion. No, it's not a conversion, quite an astonishing little program. Now, some clever person has only gone and done exactly the same thing with Space Invaders. So what you're seeing here is not arcade Space Invaders. This is Space Invaders running on a bog standard ZX Spectrum. Now, as you can see there, the graphics are exactly what they should be, and that's because it is actually running arcade code. Yeah, the sound is slightly different because the Spectrum wouldn't be capable, I wouldn't imagine, of replicating the proper sound. I mean, the Space Invaders arcade machine used samples, I believe. They've obviously changed the layout of the extra men. You'll see there, they're now at the side, whereas in the arcade one they'll run along the bottom. But as you'll see in a wee while, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the arcade one and the Spectrum one running side by side, just to give you a comparison, to show you how well this actually plays. The funny thing is, people tend to think that there was hundreds and hundreds of Space Invader games on the 8-bits. Now, there was probably hundreds and hundreds of clones, but there was never a really good one. Yeah, there was one or two clones that played fairly well, but for whatever reason, I mean, there was never an official license of Space Invaders, not until, was it I can't remember what it was called. There was a Return of Space Invaders that came out in the 90s, that doesn't really count, or the late 80s I should say. There was never a faithful conversion of this game. There was no such, I mean, there was no licensing at all, but nobody even came close that I'm aware of to make a proper Space Invaders for any of the 8-bit machines. And it's taken somewhat 40 years later for somebody to basically adapt the arcade ROMs and allow you to play the proper Space Invaders. So yeah, it's, if you're under 20 years old, you're probably wondering what the hell this old guy is rabbiting on about. It's just a Space Invaders game, why is he getting so excited? But if you're of a certain age, certainly somebody who was around when the Spectrum first came out, or even when Space Invaders first came out, to try and grasp and get your head around that a lowly 48k computer is able to actually run arcade code, then that is quite special. I'm not a programmer at all, but I can see enough here to realise how impressed I am that people have been able to do that. I mean, we're all spoiled with MAME. We can run MAME, we can run Outrun and what have you on your PC, but to be able to run an actual arcade game on a Spectrum, on a machine that came out in 1982, is quite incredible. And it plays so well. I mean, there's really, even the speed I think feels really accurate. I know the Pac-Man that I showed you a couple of weeks ago, it did run very, very slightly slower than the arcade one, and when I actually sped the video up, you could see just how incredible it was. Let me just see if I can clear this screen. It's never a good idea to let them get down as low as I have here. But yeah, people tend to think of the Spectrum and Commodore 64 and other computers as being antiques. Well, there is still very much a vibrant community built up around these machines, you know, doing amazing stuff like that, converting arcade games to run and also bringing out new software. It's just, it's amazing. I tip my hat to all these guys that still invest time in machines like this. I'm not a big Space Invaders fan. I find it quite dull actually. But then it was generally regarded as the first real successful arcade game. Yeah, you had things like Pong, but Space Invaders, that was the first machine that I was aware of. I remember seeing this running in the local arcade, the local sports centre, and I didn't have any idea what it was. I just saw, I was going up for my judo lesson, and I saw this large wooden thing standing in the corner, and what was amazing to me was the fact that there was a group of kids hanging around it, and I could just hear this noise coming from it, and upon closer inspection it turned out to be a Space Invaders arcade machine. I'd never seen anything like it in all my life, and really from that day on the love for video games never ever left me. So it's taken 40 years to actually get that onto a Spectrum, which is just awesome. This is getting a bit hairy. Sometimes the little bases at the bottom actually make it worse. Last life, I think. Game over. Right, listen, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let you see the Spectrum and arcade ones running side by side, just to let you see a comparison. Right, on the left is the Spectrum one, and on the right is the arcade one. Now there are loads and loads of different versions of Space Invaders. Oddly, I couldn't actually find one that had the green invaders, so I've had to just go for the black and white one. But you can see there, it is the same. It is 100% accurate. Right down to the little invader taking off the broken Y and turning it up the right way. So anyway guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and as usual, thank you very, very much for watching.